Good afternoon, everyone. Professor Jaswant Sokhi, Pro Vice Chancellor, Sikkim Professional University, Gangtok. Director SOITS, Professor Shachi Shah. Other faculty members of the university, Dr. Kuman, Program Coordinator, PGDSS, and dear students. On behalf of SOITS, I welcome you all on the special lecture on tracking environmental issues and actions. And we have with us Professor Jaswant Sokhi ma'am. She is the Pro Vice Chancellor at Sikkim Professional University, Sikkim. Madam, we are very delighted by your presence and look forward to your continuous support in our school activities and for our programs. I welcome you, ma'am, on behalf of SOITS. As we all know, sustainability science is an emerging discipline and it cuts across various disciplines of conventional studies, and the learners are exposed to plethora of environmental issues and the global issues which are important in terms of human health, disasters, economic issues, food security, and so on and so forth. The learners are well acquainted with the way the teaching learning has been carried out in the program. And IGNOU is special because it has introduced sustainability science as a discipline, and it offers various programs in this domain of sustainability science. PGDSS itself is successfully running since last 4 years, and we have learners from diversified backgrounds who are benefited by this program, and there is a unique learning experiences.
Disha,
Yes, ma'am.
Sokhi ma'am has messaged that she is unable to hear. Please
But then
message in chat. Just a minute. Kumanji, maybe Dr. Kuman cannot hear the voice he has written.
Kuman sir, did you ask?
Ma'am,
I am talking to her.
Okay. Shall I continue, Kuman sir? Okay. So, ma'am, once again, welcoming you on behalf of School of Interdisciplinary and Transdisciplinary Studies, IGNOU. We have with us other faculty members from the university. Our director, SOITS, Professor Shachi Shah, is with us. Yes, and dear students, this is a special lecture on tracking environmental issues and actions, which will be delivered by Professor Jaswant Sokhi, Pro Vice Chancellor, Sikkim Professional University, Sikkim. Ma'am, we are extremely delighted by your presence, and we look forward to the enriching lecture that we'll be going to have soon. The learners of PGDSS have been having unique learning experience with the sustainability science discipline, which does not cater to any one discipline but cuts across various disciplines. There are interlinkages between environmental issues, social issues, economic issues, and the plethora of issues on the global level, which we have, ranging from human health to economic crisis, to natural disasters, to food security, poverty, unemployment. Relating to all these experiences, sustainability science offers various courses, various areas of interest. And we have students from various fields, diversified areas. They are working on different sectors, and they are benefited by the unique pedagogy of sustainability science that we have in our school. The postgraduate diploma in sustainability science was launched in 2017, and successfully it has been running since last 4 years. Taking no time, now I request the program coordinator to present the brief report on PGDS's July 2020 session and how are the teaching learning process being governed by this program. Dr. YC Kuman sir, please.
Thank you, madam. A very good afternoon to all of you. And first, I again welcome Professor Jaswant Soki, our senior, who always encouraged us. And Eloise, I mean, she was the supporter, always support us when she was in the university, when sustainability science was in the beginning also. She was always with us. She directly and indirectly involved in many activities in our school, any of the activities of where sustainability science is offering, right? And my sincere thanks to our director and other faculty. And in fact, among ourselves, we should not, but you know, I just want to share with all all the learners that we're able to have the effective teaching learning process because of the team we have in IGNOU. And SYTA is in the other school like Professor Faruqi and Professor Deshmukh, Professor Zain, and many more, in addition to our faculty in our school. With the thought of having this concluding session, Dr. Diksha also pointed out that we are continuously offering this, this program from the last 4 years, and we are giving very proactive and effective student support system. And in this time, looking into the more proactive needs, the interaction, the way of interaction we are having with our learners, I feel that I should share in this important special session, I should share some of the progress, whatever we have done in this almost 1 year journey of our PGDS program in the process of offering. Right? So that's why I thought that let me share all these things to the learners as well as other faculty who are involved, that are entirely involving in offering postgraduate diploma in sustainability science. So when we know that as a learners, as a teacher, we know that when we are offering this postgraduate diploma in sustainable science through this distance education system and the teaching learning process, that we are proactively, involved the process first as students of PGDS. You have seen that we are conducting regular counseling session as a student support system. We're interacting with all of you, and we invited experts in some particular particular area, and sharing thoughts, concepts, and sharing their experience with all of you. Another mechanism, approach we are following is discussion forum, which is well crafted in our web-enabled academic support system through G Suite account and that of Google. Then we're also sharing whatever the progress and program promotion and more on through our social networking site. Then one of the most important is our WhatsApp group. Students are very proactive. So these are the key teaching learning mechanism we are following in this last almost 1 year, when it was started with the first, we cannot say casual induction, we can say when university was, before, as you know, when there is admission announcement, sometimes we have extended admission last date from time to time by the university. But looking into the looking into the pressure we are having, in the sense when you enroll in a course, students are very enthusiastic about to learn new things. And with that objective, that we also very anxious to interact with our new learners with that objective. Before having that formal induction session, we had a specific program called Learning at IGNOU in conversation with students of sustainability science on 9 September 2020 with the support of NCID IGNOU. Then it was followed by, we have induction session with induction lecture given by our own director of NCID, Dr. Opi Sharma, and share his experience on how innovation can be taken as a solution to sustainability and proactive, increasement and proactive discussion was done on that day with the presence of the then director of our school, Dr. Subhangi Madam, was also very important on that day. On the other hand, increased learners to learn more and more beyond our syllabus, right? So, we have conducted different counseling sessions, and, we are using all these Twitter account to promote our courses, to share information. And in the same way, we have sustainability science, this Facebook page and the Facebook account, that this is a medium which we share, we update the different activities and different, that counseling session and different information to the social networking site. And as you know, whatever we have done in counseling session, and we recorded it, and we uploaded in our PG Diploma in Sustainable Science, Sustainable PGD Access YouTube page, and it is, giving access to public. Whoever they can access very easily, so that it has become and freely available to all the learner, to all the general public. And WhatsApp group, this is one of the, as I told you, this is one of very proactive mechanism which we follow. Students are very proactive. They discuss among themselves. They share whatever update they have among their peer group, right? In total, we have conducted 56 counseling sessions. First, and from October to November, this is how we have conducted the counseling session, and 2 induction, as I told you, and today is the counseling, that concluding session, right? This is how we pass on during the last 1 year through virtual platform Zoom. And our experienced academic counselors, they are experienced academic counselor, like we have invited Dr. Song Simre from NCERT. Now she's professor. Our own colleague, Dr. Bankataraman, Professor Sachi, myself, Dr. Diksha, and Jachna Dekshit of NCIDC, who is supporting managing and updating our Vyas portal. And we invited that Professor Vyas of Monlan Sukhadia, University of Udaipur was recently, he also took a session, and our own colleague, Professor Nandini, Professor Faghruki, Professor Benita, Professor Dr. Shubhangi, Dr. Rita, and Dr. Jain. They are 13 people in this time, 13 people who are involved in giving academic counseling to all our learners in different topics from time to time. If you look into attendance, is the reason why I'm sharing here is that learners also, we have should be aware that this is distance education, but sometimes when admission, when we do not give that attendance as compulsion, so people are sometimes neglected that this part. And but fortunately, if you look into the present enrollment in this base, 180 total 180 was enrolled in that, and if you look into the percentage, about 20 to 30% of the students always attend the session. In average, highest was 68 we used to have, and average is about 25 to 30 if you look into the attendance. And the age, those today who are attending, I can probably share, they are the real learners who are always see in any of the session. They miss the class in very rare case. And through discussion forum, we are able to share about 21 research articles and papers which is related to sustainability science to the learners, so that they can update some of the information related to sustainability science from time to time. That is that contribution we are able to give to our learners, in addition to what we are providing to them in the form of radio counseling, in the form of Gyandarshan, in the form of counseling session, in the form of study materials. So this is what we have done. And in this base, what I have shown, looking into the last few batches, as of now, we have approved 25 project proposal was submitted, And mostly about 30 project proposal was submitted. Of that, 25 was approved from this batch. And assignments, assignments is also one of the important. That so far they have 34 students has submitted their assignment. This is about how our learners are, proactively involving in this teaching learning process. And as a faculty, as a team from our IGNOU also, we are also trying our best level to give whatever the possible way to share with them in the field of sustainable design. That's about it. Thank you very much. Thank you again to all the learners, to all the faculty team, our team, and especially to Jasun Madam, to spare his hard time for this session and to increase the student. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Dr. Kuman. It is always a pleasure to be associated with the Sustainability Science program, and really it is very encouraging to know about the response of the students regarding the various counseling sessions, their attendance, their enthusiasm in project submission and other activities. So that's really a way forward, I can say, for the coming batches, and it will always set an example for the would-be learners who are joining this program. Madam, now I request Professor Shachi Shah, Director SOITS, to welcome and address our students.
Thank you, Dr. Diksha. Thank you, Dr. Kuman, the Program Coordinator, PG Diploma in Sustainability Science, for inviting all of us for this concluding session. And I will say that I am very delighted and honored to be the part of this concluding session and this PGDSS group, the professions, the persons who are working for this PG Diploma in Sustainability Science. It is such a pleasure also to share this joy with all the participants, all the learners who have enrolled for this PG Diploma in Sustainability Science for July 2020 session, as they are about to complete this program. Of course, examination part is there, that also I am very sure that you will be completing this. And to tell you, I'm really wondering that where this year has gone. It does not seem that long ago that we have started the induction session, and now today we are here for concluding session. But before discussing about the sessions or how this journey was, I really like to say that we are delighted. We are honored to have the gracious presence of Professor Jaspan Sokhi, Pro Vice Chancellor, Sikkim Professional University. Madam, it is such a joy, it is such a pleasure to have you over here. You are always there in this PGDSS program since its inception, as a team, for its development, delivery, and now we are really honored to have you over here for this concluding session as a chief guest, as a speaker for July 2020 session. You are always a source of encouragement, support to all of us in all our endeavor, whether it is for PGDSS, for our school activities, and it's really a pleasure to have you over here. I also take this opportunity to thank all our esteemed counselor for this PGDSS 2020 program, from our school, from outside the school, from outside the university, it's Professor Nandini, as Dr. Kuman has already mentioned, but just to name few: Professor Nandini Sinha, Professor Shubhangi, Professor Benidhar Deshmukh, Professor Vyas, PK Janser, Dr. Diksha, and also the Vyas team, who has really with us helping us in all the program delivery, how the program can be make better, how it can make a place in all the IGNOU program. The Vyas team along with Dr. Kumman Dr. Kumman has shared that it was the first program university has adopted as to deliver as web enabled academic support, and it was in the convocation, it was announced. So I really like to thank Dr. Josna Dikshit, Dr. O.P. Sharma, and all the Vyas team for such a support. Now coming to the journey, or coming how this session, we are really interacting with all the PGDSS learner, whether it is Dr. Sarvesh and other, you all are very much enthusiastic people, enthusiastic learner. I remember all my academic sessions, whether it is on water, whether it is on resources, whether it is on environmental issues, whether it is on any sustainable development issue, you all was such a keen learners. And I just really wanted to thank you all also, because during these sessions we have also learned a lot from you. The discussions used to be such involving that it is not that one side sharing of the knowledge. With you we have also learned a lot, and I really want to say that this July 2020 batch is one of the very good batch, one of the best batch, I will say, as far as the interest of learner in attending the session, in interaction, in submitting the assignment, or as Dr. Kumman has said, that the project also, that you were a very good enthusiastic lot of learner. And I, on behalf of Dr. Kumman, I'm taking this liberty as a director to thank all the learners for your involvement in the course, for your interest in the course, and doing all the activity, whatever is being assigned to you by Dr. Kumman on very timely and keenly. I know that this program, when it was developed by the PGDSS team, Dr. Kumman and others, the program was that time, the study material, that time SDG or Sustainable Development Goals were not incorporated, and the study material was during the sessions, Dr. Kumman has made sure that after the adoption of 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and Sustainable Development Goal, all has been, which is very important for sustainability science, has taught to you, has been discussed with you. So with this, I will not take much time. You have learned that how through this course you can develop a mechanism which will help you in solving the various type of global issues, various type of environmental degradation issue, how you can improve the human well-being. This PGDSS diploma or PG diploma in sustainability science has given you a platform through which you can build sustainability science as an academic discipline, which will help you a way to form a sustainable global society, which will help you to face challenges that existing global environmental problem we are facing. Yesterday, as we all know, it was environmental day, and the decade was ecosystem restoration, because the ecosystem has been degraded through our unsustainable lifestyle, unsustainable practices. So this PG diploma has given you the knowledge, he's given you a tool so that you can be a charge or custodian of this environmental problem, and how to solve it, how to tackle it. And this PG diploma in sustainability science, through this transdisciplinary academic nature, which fuses with natural science, social science, and humanity, pave the way to solve the problem. So I'll not say in this concluding session, I only request you to please continue your quest for the knowledge and discover in your own unique way how you can contribute for making this society a sustainable society, how you can contribute through this program, and with your own quest, how you can work for making this planet a sustainable planet, a planet not only for our generation, but for future generation as well. With this, I once again welcome our own Professor Jaswant Soki, and sincerely thank her for agreeing to give this keynote address, and also all the counselors, all the our faculty, our friends who were engaged, who were involved in making this PGDSS program July 2020 batch a great success. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kumar.
Thank you, Shachi ma'am. I now request Professor Jaswant Soki, Pro Vice Chancellor, Sikkim Professional University, Gangtok, to deliver her address. Before that, learners, I tell you about Professor Soki. She was in IGNOU from 1987 to 2020. She has more than 30 years of experience in various environmental domains. Her areas of interest are ecology, environmental studies, genetics, environmental education, development ethics, and so on. While she was in IGNOU, she was associated with a number of programs in her School of Sciences and also in the other programs of the university, particularly SOITS programs. She was very much involved with our MSc Environmental Sciences program, PGDSS program, Certificate in Solid Waste Management. She was the member of the expert committee of various programs, and she has contributed a lot towards various research bodies. Her research work is very nice, and she always inspires, as Professor Shachi has said, that it is very right, our own Jaswant Soki ma'am. So it's really a matter of delight that madam, you are here with us today, and we would like to hear from you ma'am regarding tracking environmental issues in actions. It is very pertinent, as yesterday only we celebrated the World Environment Day. So over to you, ma'am, Professor Jaswant Soki, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Diksha Dave. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Dr. Kuman, Professor Shachi Shah, Dr. Diksha Dave, Dr. Venkat Ramanan.
वीडियो ऑन कर दीजिएगा, सॉरी इंटरप्ट।
हाँ जी,
वीडियो ऑन कर दीजिएगा आपका।
अच्छा जी, is it okay? There is no light, so it is quite dark here. So I proceed now with your permission. Thank you very much for the kind words. I would like to greet all the family members of IGNOU with whom we have come this far. And it makes me a little bit emotional, but nevertheless, we are professionals. We are all colleagues and we are all friends. We are tracking a journey to understand our environment. So I greet all Dr. Kuman, Dr. Shachi Shah, Dr. Diksha Dave, Dr. Venkat Ramanan, Dr. Nandini Sinha, and Dr. Deshmukh, Dr. Jyotsna, Dr. O.P. Sharma, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellors, our Vice Chancellor, sir, and the students of PGDSS for giving this opportunity. So I'm sharing my presentation. So today we are going to discuss about environment is a very happening area. Every day, so many actions are taking place, so many policies are being developed, so many natural events are happening. So how to understand that, being a student, being a researcher, and then again, if one has to teach, one has to be very clear and one has to be updated. What is the current status of knowledge about various environmental issues? So this particular talk of 20 minutes from now till 4 o'clock, we will, this presentation, or rather this interaction, is divided into 3 parts. One is that we will just go through the major environmental issues which are a matter of concern all over the world and this country. Then we will see how we can take the help of certain current media and technology and update ourselves. Experiential perspective is being shared here. And then we will see, we are taking a recent environmental event, that is TOPTE, and different news coming in the media, and how we put together all the pieces and try to understand different dimensions of an environmental event. So with this, we now proceed to slide number 2. So this recently, this map, this is nature. In Nature, we saw this picture, dark matter map. So this dark matter survey collaborators, a detailed map of dark matter covers a large tank-shaped area in the southern hemisphere of sky. So we don't know where we are in this such a big scheme of things of this universe. So this really fascinates us. The environment in Earth is just a minuscule part. I don't know whether it can be located here or not. In slide number 3, we will just go through the major important terms that we are going to go through and discuss now. One is Anthropocene. They say that the present times are known as Anthropocene: global warming, climate change, biodiversity, groundwater depletion, pollution, GM, that is genetically modified organisms, crops, fruits and vegetables, depletion of ozone layer, ozone buildup near surface of Earth, wastes, e-waste, pollution in outer space, interlinking of rivers, sustainable agriculture, forestry, energy, plastics, human-animal conflicts, nuclear weapons, bioweapons, alien species, invasive species, then rivers, most prominently Ganga and Yamuna, disconnect with nature, value of ecological services, industrial and nuclear accidents, population pressure, pandemics and syndemics, space debris orbiting Earth, and declining number of pollinators. So these are very, very common and popular areas which are being discussed and in various fora. Next slide. So we are just, everybody knows that, but just to set the scene, we have a life support system on Earth. How to follow and understand emerging environmental issues and concerns from local to global level, employing new and emerging tools and technologies, is being presented here and shared with you, with the hope that we will all discuss and experience and enrich ourselves after this sharing of 20 minutes. So it is an experiential perspective being presented here. So our life support system has 4 components: atmosphere, hydrosphere, geosphere, and biosphere. Then contemporary environmental issues. One is global warming, climate change, that is rise in global temperature because of increasing concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Biodiversity is also very important concern and issue of various governments and people all over the world as well as our country. So it deals with a variety and variability at species, genetics, and ecosystem levels. Next slide. So this picture, very, very common. Students all know how we, energy, main source of energy for our Earth is the radiation from sun. It falls on the surface of Earth. So many reactions takes place. Some is absorbed, some is given out. So this is how this, because of this greenhouse effect, constant temperature is maintained all over the atmosphere. Then this next slide is a picture of biodiversity. Some of the very, very small fraction of flowers and insects, etc., present in our life support system. Next issue is groundwater depletion. So groundwater depletion, this is a concern because the water is being withdrawn by pumps and various devices at a much faster pace than that the aquifers, underground aquifers, can replenish. So this is leading to this concern of the water table getting down in many places. Then pollution is the contamination of natural environment with substances or energies, maybe that is air, soil, water, fresh water, and marine water, so that they are not neutralized, or they take a much longer time to get back to their original form. So such a state is known as pollution. Various kinds of pollution is a matter of great concern all over the country. Then GM organisms, crops and foods. So debates are going on. Many countries adopt it. Many countries are not accepting it. Next slide represents a picture of depletion of groundwater. One can see how deep this lady has to go down just to get a pan of water. So this is one extreme case. Now in our cities, we have plenty of water, but here, we don't have that much water. Excuse me, we just have, it has come. Okay, we didn't have electricity since morning, it has just come. So now we come to next slide. This shows GM organisms and crops and foods, how nicely and neatly they look like. They look very attractive, they look pastry, and they look of a good coloration, and they represent one of the best quality foods that can be consumed. Then depletion of ozone layer, that is gradual thinning of Earth's ozone layer in the upper atmosphere caused by chemical compounds, namely gaseous chlorine, bromine, etc. This is again a matter of concern, and Montreal Protocol is an example of how global cooperation has resulting in restoring this ozone layer, and how things can be put back to their to the best form. The environment can be sort of remedified, and if we can correct our actions. Then another area is ozone buildup near surface of Earth. It is due to vehicular exhaust and emissions from factories, power plants, and refineries. So one of the slides can depict what we are saying. Waste, various kinds of waste, semi-solid, solid, liquid, gaseous, municipal, industrial. They are also how to dispose them of, how to remove them regularly from the places where human beings are living. Next slide is of ozone layer depletion. This is Earth, atmosphere, then ozone layer. So at some places there is the ozone layer is got disrupted, so we have ozone hole. As a result, the UV radiations fall on the surface of Earth, and the organisms, they get harmed by this, and not only organisms but also other physical substances get harmed by ozone. Next slide is ozone buildup near the surface of Earth. You can see near the surface of Earth there is smog kind of thing. So it's a very common phenomenon in many cities, and it is really very harmful to human health and living organisms. Then various kinds of waste, again with heightened awareness and consciousness and understanding. Now people are knowing that how to separate different kinds of waste in different categories, like light bulbs, paper, plastic, organic, and glass, batteries, so on and so forth. Next issue is electronic waste. As per the definition published by in Gazette of India, it is electrical and electronic equipment, whole or in part, discarded as waste by consumer or bulk consumer, as well as rejects from manufacturing, refurbishment, and repair processes. So this is, we will see in the next slide. This is just, we are recapitulating what are the issues which are currently very important for us being the students of environmental studies. Interlinking of rivers. It's a civil engineering mega process, a project in our country where different rivers are to be linked. It is proposed to link different rivers, so, and by various kinds of channels and reservoirs and dams, so that water is available in each and every nook of the country. Next slide represents a picture of electronic waste of different kinds. This slide represents interlinking of rivers. There are two components, Himalayan component and peninsular component. In Himalayan component, there are 14 links that are proposed, and all the designs, calculations, money, etc. have been allocated for this Kin-Betwa link project is very, very common. Lots of debates are going on, but nevertheless, having a positive attitude, the work is going on a trial basis. And there are 14 components of Himalayan component and 16 of peninsular component. Next slide, pollution in outer space of Earth. In space outside, where different kinds of satellites and are orbiting. So many kinds of debris, junk, waste, trash, garbage, chemicals due to defunct man-made objects are orbiting there. Millions of pieces of debris and pieces of rockets and spacecrafts, equipments, chemicals, tools, and that astronauts accidentally dropped in the space are swirling around at high speed. So each and every bit has been traced and a number has been allotted to that bit, and they have been categorized, as have been seen in the lower part of the slide. Next slide, pollution in the outer space. This is an artist's representation of globe and different kinds of debris orbiting around this, around Earth in the space. Next issue is sustainable agricultural and forestry. How agriculture can be done in a sustainable manner. That is a pet topic of Dr. Kuman and the students of postgraduate diploma in sustainable science. Basically, one is all agriculture is backbone of economy as well as for any civilization, and how it can be done sustainably, both agriculture as well as forestry. Then energy. In modern times, everything is driven by energy. So gradual shift to renewable energy and search for alternative energy sources and so on. So next slide shows sustainable agriculture and forestry, how everything is being cultivated in a sustainable manner for fulfilling the needs of society. These are various kinds of energy sources: wind power, geothermal, biofuel, hydropower, solar energy, there is tidal power, and biofuels, and so on and so forth, biomass, etc. And these are some of the most common ones which are being tried out now. Plastics, again, it's a matter of debate. Some are for it, some want to totally go away from plastics. They have advantages as well as they have certain disadvantages also. These are synthetic materials made from organic polymers like polyethylene and PVC and nylon. And then human wildlife conflict. We often hear of that, how human beings have been, sometimes the leopards, etc., they just venture into human habitations, and they really harm, and many times just to save crops, very, you must say, very harmful or very unhuman ways are being used to ward off the wild animals. So electrical fences are employed, some traps are laid, so wild animals are harmed in many ways. Wild animals, they are coming only for search of food, but on the other hand, human beings, their crops are being destroyed. So this again debate and this thinking is going on in the society all the time. Next slide represents the various products of plastics which can be found all over the place, whether it is terrestrial ecosystem, whether you go to oceans, whether you see from sky, and one is in aircraft. One can see in this, when the aircraft is flying over the ocean, one can see there are certain islands of plastics floating in the sea or the oceans. So much plastic has been done. So next slide shows human-wildlife conflicts. Then bioweapons, biological weapons, biological warfare, bioterrorism attacks, germ warfare, and biological organisms are used, and their toxins and infectious agents such as bacteria, viruses, insects, fungi, and replicating entities are used against living organisms and to cause injury to humans, animals, and plants. Then biological agents like anthrax, botulinum toxins, and plague can pose a difficult human health challenge. Bioweapons constitute a subset of a larger class of weapons, and the conscious citizens and governments are discussing continuously how to avoid them, not to promote any kind of research in this area. So this is not only harmful for people, but the entire life support system. So this slide represents 10 deadliest bioweapons in the history. That is plague and this Bunya virus, Vibrio cholera, ricin, etc. So on. Next is alien species and invasive species. That is some species which are not belonging to a place. They get introduced or they are intentionally introduced in one place with a certain objective or for biological control and so on. So invasive species proliferate in the new environment to such an extent that it really destroys the original plants and life in that area. Then rivers Ganga and Yamuna are always, they are supporting a very large segment of population which is living on near its bank. So it is getting increasingly polluted. So how to take care of this? So these are so many measures, so many schemes, Namami Ganga project, and all these things are going on. Next slide shows alien species and invasive species. Some examples are given, like giant Salvinia is one example, feral hogs and zebra mussels. So they are invasive species. Recently, Ganga, Yamuna have been declared human entities. So they have been given right. It has been given that they also have a right to maintain their pristine qualities of purity and sustaining life. Next is connect with nature, value of ecological services. People are realizing and are reconnecting with nature, and we are realizing that a number of ecological services which are supporting, provisioning, regulating cultural security and ensured resource access, and they are all good for our health and freedom. Industrial and nuclear accidents like 3 Mile Island accidents, Fukushima, Daiichi nuclear accident disaster, and Bhopal disaster, Chernobyl disaster, they are all reminders for us where we going and how we have to make our industry safe and environmentally friendly. Next slide shows our disconnect with nature. These are valuable natural the sources, the services provided by the various components of the nature or environment. Then this is a picture of Fukushima Daiichi nuclear accident. Then population pressure, pandemic and syndemic. Pandemic is going on and syndemic is when a number of synergetic epidemic, that is an aggregation of 2 or more sequential epidemics happen. So such a situation develops. So Dr. Disha Dave's expertise in population pressures, she can really tell that how in 2050, 9.7 billion people are expected, and then this is going on, and how we have to take care and provide for them, health-wise as well as for food. So these are some of the representatives of pandemics. Next is declining number of pollinators is a matter of concern because our crops are not getting pollinated. So the pollinators are represented in this slide. Now this is an important point, that is the way how actions are being taken towards environmental management and remediation. So actions are taking place at national, local, regional, and global level. There are institutions and organizations, United Nations, UNEP, IPCC, WWF, many non-governmental organizations which are working in this area. Bills, legislations, policies, protocols, governance, monitoring ministries are there. NGT, we are talking in concern of a country, National Green Tribunal, Environmental Pollution Preservation and Control Authority, Center Pollution Control Board, State Pollution Control Board, non-governmental organizations. Then there are environmental days. Yesterday we had World Environment Day, and we had a very nice discussion and presentation by SOITS on World Environment Day. It was attended by more than 100 people, and it was really very stimulating and illuminating. Then environmental years are also being declared. Then concept of green buildings. Then Forest Rights Act, which is being constantly in news. It has been implemented in certain places and it is being evolving. Then Civil Nuclear Liability Bill, rejuvenation and restoration of defunct water bodies, environmental education, e-waste management rules, national mineral policy, mass awareness campaigns, green budgets, non-conventional and non-renewable and renewable energy resources, green political agenda, and smart cities. Next slides. So this is one experience in a very, very simple way, not involving too much of inputs. We can on daily basis track what is happening around us. So major sources: newspapers, World Wide Web, mobile phone, laptop and desktop, and you need to have internet. So every day one can scan about 7-8 papers, maybe on the internet. So one can really and note down all the issues, decisions and developments. Because newspaper is a written medium, it is very powerful, it is responsible. Every newspaper has a specific thrust, and it is very capable of molding opinion of people. It is affordable, it is evolving fast. The newspapers are changing their formats regularly so that it is more environmentally, not only environmentally friendly, but people can understand it in a better way. So daily follow-up is very, very helpful. Record keeping really enables one to get back whatever information one wants. Information and facts are retrievable. Interpretations are holistic and sound. Different perspectives are to be considered. Tracking with newspapers with World Wide Web, that is our original sources. So one can really get authentic information. Articles can be retrieved with the help of Google anytime. You just note down the title, go to Google and you get that article, and you can use it for analysis, study, or whatever purpose you want. Editorials add mature, objective analysis to one's insight. Positive and negative aspects of one and all may be taken into account. Now we will take certain examples of how various headings in the newspapers give us information. Recently in Mint, IIT model says virus spread is moving to eastern and northeastern states. So this area is like northeastern states are very, very sparsely populated, but now these are becoming hotspots of pandemic. Reimagining workplace for post-pandemic world. It is a challenging area in present times. How people have to maintain their mental health, it's a matter of great concern. Then COVID lab leak theory cannot be ruled out. People are saying, scientists are debating in today's paper also, it was there. Lab-grown virus theory must be taken seriously, scientists say. So this is one thing which students, we always keep in mind that PM panel or Science and Technology Innovation identified 9 national missions in which these are here. One is conserve biodiversity, develop sustainable processes, and so on and so forth. This information everybody may be knowing and it can be tracked. Now we come to the third part of our present discussion, that is the storm in the making, that is Storm Toktake. Now this was in Mint 14 May that it was announced that this storm is coming, and this is India's map, and it is going to affect these parts, and people are getting ready to prepare themselves to deal with this. So different reports present different perspectives about this, and we can just jot down, and as a project we can understand how it has affected various spheres of our life. Like Toktake made presence felt in city for 3 days. It brought wet weather in North India, and then cyclone Toktake affected Gujarat on edge, and so many people were evacuated. Then again, the slide, Saurashtra bears brunt of this and hits Gujarat. It's a great danger. Then it batters India's west coast. Cyclone Taukte hits Gujarat and it storms Mumbai and razes trees and damages homes. Next slide shows it takes toll on Mumbai and it makes landfall in Gujarat, claims 6 lives. So you can see this fierce picture. It begins to make landfall, 6 dead in Maharashtra. It is extremely severe. It lashes India's western coast. Next slide, you can see how on 18th in Hindustan Times, 18th May, it was the whole situation was, status was presented as 6 a.m. This is map of India. This was the situation. And at 3 p.m. it was like this. At 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. it was like this. So these blue areas are the ones which were being affected by this storm. Then it made a landfall, rapid intensity takes expert by surprise. So it was not imagined that such an intensity of a storm will be there. And then Gujarat braces as a cyclone makes a night approach. Then 7 dead, so many trees uprooted. IMD says Delhi NCR part of North India to receive rains. Sikkim Express says cyclone Taukte brings record May rain, mayhem in Mumbai. Cyclone impacts Mumbai. So many dead, and this picture shows the plantation of bananas has been destroyed altogether. So many men stranded off Maharashtra, Gujarat coast were rescued. Then it was the coldest May day in 4 years, thanks to Taukte. Orange alert for today was declared in city of Delhi. So many dead and trail, and it pounded Gujarat. So if we read over it, we can understand how the cyclones develop, how they impact, what causes they bring about, how the disaster teams are organizing themselves to address it and to just prepare people and inform them in time. People are informed so much before so that they can just move to safer places and save themselves, save their property. At last, we come to this slide. A child is this is again an imaginary picture, just to show that underneath each wave, what is there? So much of debris, so much of plastic. With this, I thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. If there are any questions, I would like to take that.
Thank you, madam, for the informative session, and you have really touched upon all the contemporary issues of the environment, ranging from pollution, global warming, ozone depletion, sustainable farming, waste generation, pandemics, pollinators, and so on. And really also thanks for telling our learners that how they can track on the happenings in the environmental field, how they can take a note of what is happening and what course of action they can adopt for the minimization of these problems. So learners, if you have any queries, we can discuss with madam. Okay, then we will do it afterwards. First, we have our academic counselors also with us who have been contributing, who have been interacting with the learners of PGDSS program. We would like to listen from our learned teachers. So may I now request Professor Nandini, if you are there, would you like to share your views and give wishes to our learners? Professor Nandini Sinha Kapoor, madam, are you there?
Yes, he's there.
Okay, then may I now request Professor Farooqi? I can see him.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, it was very enlightening and very excellent presentation by Professor Jaswant Sokhi. Ma'am, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir. Very good afternoon.
Yeah, we really miss you. And
yeah, I too.
Yeah, ma'am, the way you presented the entire recent issues and you connected with the development, and your presentation was linking all the social issues also, although without mentioning it, it was so interwoven, and all the tapestries of development and environmental issues were presented in such a cogent way that I felt very, although I missed some of it because I joined little late because of some glitches in my laptop, but it was an excellent presentation, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All our listeners, all our dear students, they must have been benefited by your presentation. And it really ignited various thoughts that how pandemic is also a cause and an issue which links us with the environment, and how we all can think of tackling this issue in a present way. So I think, ma'am, your presentation has really given us a lot of food for thought, and maybe in due course, our dear students would be taking new projects and new ideas which can help them to develop and understand the environmental issues in a much better way. So
Yes,
it was
sir.
really very good presentation,
Thank
ma'am.
you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Professor Nandini Sinha Kapoor, madam.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Diksha. First of all, I would like to thank Professor Jaswant Sokhi ji for a highly informative session, for a highly, although I'm not from the natural science background, but I'm a social scientist by training. But I really enjoyed and appreciated the way she wove a lot of issues, environmental issues, along with contemporary events. That was really very good. Thank you so much, Professor Jaswant Sokhi ji, for a highly informative session. And I also congratulate the program coordinator, Dr. Kuman, for conducting such a concluding session with Professor Sokhi. It must be highly beneficial for the students. As far as students are concerned, I welcome and I wish them all the success, both the alumni as well as the current batch of PG Diploma in Sustainability Science. I remember to have delivered 2 classes in the last 1 year to the current batch, those who are finishing this program. One lecture was on Indian ethos on environmental resources and natural environment, and the other one which I recorded from Vyas portal was access to indigenous knowledge system. So I really enjoyed talking on these 2 topics and delivering it to the students. Students were highly motivated. This batch was highly motivated and very informative by nature. They asked pertinent and good questions. So all the best and congratulations for having completed this course. Thank you.
Thank you, Nandini madam. May I now request Professor Benidhar Deshmukh? Sir, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me to this session. It is really a privilege to be part of this session. And it is always, as always, listening to Sokhi ma'am's presentation is always very stimulating, as she covers lots of contemporary issues. She also covered the issues like space debris. That is a very challenging issues in the future to come. Of course, she covered many things, but with regards to pandemics, I just wanted to say something that as yesterday we celebrated the World Environment Day, and for theme of this year is the ecosystem restoration, and this also is the beginning of the decade of the ecosystem restoration. So for that, lots of information are required, lots of efforts are required to protect our ecosystems, not only the our rivers, our mountain forest, mountain ecosystems, even coastal ecosystems. So a lot of efforts are required, and I really hope that our students who have completed this PG diploma in sustainability science, they would be making very good contributions towards this. And of course, by the way the madam has presented, of course, there will be some certain issues that must have touched the mind and heart of the learners. And I'm sure that they would be working on these aspects. And I had taken two sessions on pertaining to the basics of geoinformatics, that is remote sensing, GIS, and the GNSS, and also on the applications of this technology on environment. So I found that during the sessions that the many of the students are quite interested, and they are very interactive. And for us also, as a counselor or as a teacher, we whenever the students interact with us, it also gives an opportunity to learn things, because there could be some questions that we may not be thinking the way the learners think. So that is also an opportunity for us to learn. So this is the 2 points I wanted to cover. And of course, Dr. Kuman, I have seen him that he is very interested, very passionate about this subject, is this sustainability science, and is putting his heart and soul for running this program successfully, and he's making a lot of effort. So I wish him all the best, and all the school members for successful completions and the running of the programs, including PGDSL and other programs which they are running and planning in future. So thank you, and all the best to the learners. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Deshmukh. Dr. Shubhangi Vaidya, are you there, madam? Dr. Shubhangi, you also have been involved with PGDSS counseling.
Yeah, here I am. Hello.
Yeah. Ma'am, wishes for our students, our learners.
Yeah. So good afternoon, everybody. And Professor Sokhi, ma'am, what a pleasure to see you.
Same
It
here.
really, yeah, it was just wonderful, not just hearing you, but also seeing your very sweet face, which is
You all are in my
growing up
heart
in
all the
IGNOU.
time.
Yes. And we miss you. I do particularly miss you walking in the campus, looking at the greenery around you. You're such an integral part of the campus to me. And I loved your talk. Like Nandini ma'am also mentioned, bringing the social as well as the natural science aspects. So, order to really situate and understand, the issues of sustainability and environment. And I've had the good fortune to be associated with this program, by counseling the students, and I have conducted a couple of classes also with them. And my classes were actually very, very interesting, because there was a lot of to and fro between the learners. I don't know whether they remember, we had these running debates on the, basic crisis of development, whether, there's a kind of environment versus development kind of debates. So as a sociologist, it was a great interest to me actually engaging with environmental issues. Because normally what tends to happen is that social scientists and natural scientists don't really find a common, talking ground. But I think that the environment, ecology, sustainability, these are the issues that really bring us together and really help us to foster, interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary synergies. So really, I'd like to congratulate the learners who have been a most lively, vibrant, and interesting group of people, and wish you all the success in your future endeavors. And thank you and congratulations, Dr. Kuman, for your tireless efforts. Congratulations to all my fellow faculty members, whether from this school or from other schools of the university. We've all collaborated in the most wonderful way. And with that, all the very best. And ma'am, lovely to see you.
Same here. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Dr. Shubhangi. I now request Dr. P.K. Jain, sir, from School of Agriculture. Sir, are you there? Okay, if sir is not there, then okay, then I'm requesting Dr. Rita Chauhan from Regional Center, Delhi 1. Madam, are you there? She has also been associated with our program. Yes, Dr. Rita, I can see you.
Yeah. First of all, hi ma'am. Ma'am को देख के बहुत अच्छा लगा. Professor Jaswant Sokhi ma'am. It is.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, ma'am. Namaskar, ma'am. And it was it was very insightful lecture. Just connecting everything. Everything you have connected in a very small time. And it was very good. And for our students, and I will thank all the SOITS team that you have a very good team by which you are having such kind of a collaborative program, which is, I think, very rare in IGNOU, because we all know. And it's a very successful program in Vyas platform, I would like to say, because we are looking into the other programs also. So maybe this is the pioneer, we can say. It's a pioneer program.
Exactly.
And for our students, I have taken the classes, sessions, and they are very, very, very interactive sessions. And I think the students should maintain such kind of momentum in future also, so that it should be continued, not that after passing this program, it should stop. This collaboration, this interaction should continue, and it should be a part of living now. So we have to be connected. So with all good wishes to all, thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Nice seeing you.
Yeah, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Rita. It was motivating to learn that.
Yes.
Now that was from us as teachers, as counselors, but also it is important to know the other side and also the views of the learners, what they felt while the counseling sessions were conducted, the content, the way it was delivered, and what were their expectations before joining the program, and what is their feedback with regards to the program, the delivery, and other associated issues. So with that, I now first, I would like to request Dr. Sarvesh, who had been always, the number one to ask questions. So today I request him to share his opinion also at the first place.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Diksha, ma'am. I'll take 2.5 minutes roughly, not 2 minutes exactly, because I want to express my honor to all of you. So kindly give me that much time. Very good afternoon to all of you. Honorable Vice Chancellor of IGNOU in absentia, because he delivered one address also, I heard it. And Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor Professor Jaswant Sokhi for her august presence today with us and giving the encapsulated information and holistic glimpse of the entire environmental and sustainability science management she has given today. And many linkages, many interconnected facts and figures she has put to us. And Honorable Director SOITS, Dr. Sachi Shah. Fortunately, she is also faculty as well. Dr. Sachi Shah being with us in this session. And esteemed faculties, Dr. Rita Chauhan, YSC Women Coordinator, PGDSS, and faculty, Professor Nehal Farooqi, Dr. C.B. Simre, Dr. Diksha Dave, Professor Nandini Sinha Kapoor, and Dr. Venkat Ramanan, Dr. Subhanki Baidya, Dr. Praveen Kumar Jain, and Professor Benidhar Deshmukh, Professor P.R. Vyas, who was from the Geography Department from Udaipur University, and Dr. O.P. Sharma. On the first inaugural day, I couldn't listen because of certain technical glitches, and Dr. Jyotsna Dixit, and entire WEAS team, in fact, which has given us very timely presentations, text materials, and guidance. The entire course was captured in 56 sessions, as explained by Dr. Kumana also, and deliberations by faculties were drawn from the diverse backgrounds. So that is really the interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary nature. That's a beautiful thing. And as such, the science which roots in religious precincts travel to conscience of people as well as captured by them, and emphasis was duly imparted on the gradual emergence of sustainability science that were deliberated by Dr. Kuman. In fact, this science has been assuming and will be assuming the dynamism on its evolutionary trajectory. Consciousness of sustainability science has become much needed need of ours for perpetual sustenance and furtherance of meaningful life. This is the importance of the sustainability science, in my opinion. In fact, my feedback, as is the agenda today, in fact, as a learner, as a student of this forum, I would say something about this. When I saw the textbook, since I have been the practitioner of sustainability, I felt that it is too inadequate for fresh learners, because they may not be aware of the sustainability science in general. But the presentations given by the various faculties, in fact, the text was really enriched by the latest updates and the fact sheet on diverse points that mirror the real state of sustainability in terms of impacts, goals, actions, and newer endeavors. So this is the outcome which we could get from the presentations of the various faculties. Salute to all my gurus, all my teachers. In fact, I am fortunate to be the part of this learning session and being amidst the galaxy of faculties endowed with so much cherished wisdom. Esteemed faculty, the other point which I felt, in fact, I have conveyed also, these esteemed faculties were so humble during the sessions. In fact, they encouraged learners to participate and add some inputs and experiences. This is the bi-directional learning process which they have followed. And I feel this is the hallmark of such educative process that has been really displayed and manifested in the PGDS course by various faculties. Other point is, I requested Dr. Kuman to include some of the topics to add relevance to the sustainability science, and he did so. I requested CDM, I requested on the MDGs and all that. These programs, he gave us one information, because everything is connected and transition is happening at very faster rate in the sustainability science. And I'm very thankful to Dr. Kuman, who very attentively listened my request. Otherwise, anybody can refuse. We cannot go beyond this, because we have been given the periphery of this course, in fact. But thanks a lot, Dr. Kuman, for this one. What I felt that these additions were really required for the systematic understanding of the basic sciences, that is sustainability science. My some suggestions are to the sustainability course, in fact, because I would request the PGD coordinator, we cannot change the textbooks, in fact, because they are not published every year. But textbooks are only the framework we get. I accept that. But I request during the introductory sessions or initial phases of the discussion, when we start, the basic concept on the 4 spheres, as Madam has mentioned also, that is the atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere. A little knowledge, a little framework is needed, because we begin from there itself. So that will add clarity to the sustainability teaching. So you just give one session will do, I think that is enough for that. This will lead to better understanding of the sustainability science, to my belief. And the second thing is, we talk about the pollution and all that effects. Please carry out one quarter of the sessions on the various environmental parameters, that is the primary or secondary, how they are originating and how we are containing. This will give the glimpse of the what exactly it is damaging us. Various constituents of the pollution, either it is ambient air, or in the fresh water, or in the this one, what we see the other water systems, what exactly it is happening. And the third thing, soil characteristics. We say that soil fertility is lost, but what parameter is being affected, and what we are substituting, and that is causing the environmental damage. A little understanding, a little, I think 3-4 slides will be enough for learners to understand everything. Henceforth, we can take up the advanced concepts and impacts and all that. That will help a lot. And the other thing, when we talk about the pollution, in fact, the stipulation of MOEF, Ministry of Environment and Forest, what stipulations are there? They are parameters. They are simply mentioned and stipulated limits are there. Where they are going beyond that, what is the mechanism, how this is being perceived. So on the pollution, stipulations on the pollution and disposal methodologies are also mentioned in these stipulations. So sustainability science learner will understand systematically that these things are to be addressed. These things are to be addressed. And we have read that larger or mega scope of the sustainability. My viewpoint is sustainability is the environmental, biosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere. Sustainability measures in industrial setups. That will really add data because so many young learners are going to the various industries. You are producing managers, you are producing scientists. They will be going and working in the crucial organizations of this country. So, sir, इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा आप sustainability practices prevailing in the industry. Since I was in the organization, I know how we are really translating our goals into the small actions, and cumulatively, such actions will really lead to better sustainability measures. In fact, they will really benefit at the grassroots level. This is what I feel. This is my feelings. I am submitting in front of my Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor also because she is very learned and she is very senior person. And second thing is, since Dr. Sachi Shah, Director, is here and the Pro Vice Chancellor is also there, if possible in future, you please add some Master Science course in Environmental Engineering. Why I am saying? So many engineering institutes have added this one course, environmental engineering. And many organizations are engaging the environmental engineers. If such course is there, anybody can pursue through distance learning. And they can be really appointed as environment engineer. And they are having the good knowledge of sustainability science. So for them, application will be very easy to absorb, very easy to understand, and they will be real good actors in the organizations, I tell you. This is a very mega issue. I have spoken in front of Dr. Sachi Shah and Pro Vice Chancellor here. So this is for future preparation, if you see. In addition to this course, if you can add, so with this essential qualification, people can be engaged or hired as environmental engineer, because this is the eligibility criteria. Second thing, I have been really beneficiary of your knowledge, your wisdom, and I have practiced also for a pretty long time. So I wish to offer you my services as faculty on any of the topics here mentioned here, because I am still a learner and I wish to be a learner throughout my life. And second thing, project evaluator, since I have just evaluated so many projects of Manipal University and all that, because of paucity of time, I couldn't continue because I was so much busy with the ministry job. So that's why I couldn't do. In case you feel I can render my services in these areas, certainly I wish to render my service to this great academic institutions like IGNIU. For my fellow learners, hope fellow learners and practitioners shall be ambassadors of sustainability in the respective work field. This is my wish to all these people who are actively engaged in various domains. And with this, thanks and immense regards to all my faculties, fellow learners, and salute to our visionary Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. Because sustainability science is deeply related to Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. He is a great thinker, think tank of this country, and he is a world-renowned scientist. But the only thing at last I would say, we will miss such a lively sessions. I'll be not amongst you people because this is the concluding session. Thanks a lot, and I salute you all.
Thank you, Dr. Sarvesh, for the wonderful suggestions and also for volunteering to be with us for our future endeavors. Thank you so much once again. And we
Thank
are
you.
also definitely going to miss your batch. Now I request Vishakhanji, if you are there.
Hello. Yeah. First of all, I would like to say my thanks to all faculty members, those who are contributed during this session, especially special thanks to Dr. Kuman sir for his tremendous effort for the sessions. And overall, my overall feedback for the session was very excellent. And even though during this pandemic situation, all classes were happened on regular basis, and I'm very fortunate to be the part of this program. And uh, it uh, I got very knowledge about the concepts of sustainability, because being from the corporate, I'm working in a corporate sector, so we are having many sustainability practices are there, so that makes me to join this program. And I got enough concepts and enough knowledge from this program. And now, simply if I am saying something like, we are just started the practice of sustainable habit in day-to-day life now. So yeah, that's enough. And I have one suggestion, is that we would like to have one session regarding project, actually more clarity about the project, like regarding the topic of project and the report and methods to do the project. If I would like, means if can possible one session, that's enough. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your kind words. Next, Archie Sehgal.
Hello.
Please put your video on so that we can see you as well.
Hello, everyone. Myself, Archie Sehgal. I'd like to say thank you for all the teachers for making this course available to us, and we being the part of this course. I'm from wildlife science background, and this concept of sustainability, we know this concept since our school days, right? But to this depth, to this level, this course has make this possible, that we should know this concept to that this depth. And being a wildlife student and connecting to this sustainability sciences is giving me a next opportunity, next dimension, so that I can use these concept on field and work at the ground level. And I definitely hope, and I know this session, this course will help me in future in every field I go. This concept I can link with my background, so I would like to say thank you to all the teachers for making us learn in a very simplified way. Thank you.
Thank you, Archie. All the best. And I hope that this course is useful to you in all your future pursuits.
Thank you.
I now request Rajneesh ji, Rajneesh Dwivedi. Rajneesh ji is there. Okay, Dr. Amit is here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Amit.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Professor Jaswan, the Vice Chancellor of Sikkim Professional University, Sikkim. There was a very brilliant session, madam. In fact, we are, in every sessions we had through this PG diploma course, we have covered all the issues that, in fact, today in your lecture, you are elaborating and discussing all the, environmental, those contemporary issues that we are facing. Like, the pollution is one of these. Whenever we had, even in the previous class, we had a lots of dialogue, among the learners, and this is, I think, a quite, interesting that I found, first of all, in this PG diploma. And now, come to the department, the school that SOITS, our director, our Professor Sasi. Thank you, and at least giving an opportunity. Even I am in the profession, I am teaching right now, but still, giving a lot of chance, interact with you people, other learners, and also I'm acquiring more and more knowledge on the sustainability science. So I really give hat ups to all the teams of SOXTs, especially Dr. Kuman, the coordinator of this PGDSS, and other academic counselors. They had a very excellent sessions. So I take this opportunity to express my gratitude to all my teachers, for your insightful and very, very useful sessions, beginning from the day one till end. And the overall, feedback, I would like to, share something very honestly. I'm also just in the teaching profession, just beginning in my career also, just after my PhD. And of course, environmental science is the one of the, environmental sustainability science is the one of the very, interesting and very challenging. Even I would say IGNOU is the one of the university which initiated such new initiative. So, regarding, those issues that we have, in the domain of sustainability science, and some observations like, from the, the sessions that we have, like counseling sessions, discussion sessions, even the creating such WhatsApp groups, and even the, social handles through Twitters and Facebook. This is one of the platforms that we can also, even the learners and even the others, they came to know about. There is so-called a course that we have, PG diploma in sustainability science.
Thank you, Dr. Amit.
Yeah. So lastly, not least, I just thank for everyone and for the giving, that you have accomplished so far, and good luck with future endeavors. So with this, I'll stop here. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Amit. May I now request Dr. Piyush? Dr. Piyush has also been regularly attending the classes. Yes, Dr. Piyush.
Good evening, everyone. So my name is Dr. Piyush Thakre, and I would like to express my sincere thanks to Professor Kuman, Professor Dave, and all the invited lecturers that we have been able to learn through these lectures a lot of various dimensions in the area of sustainability science. My background is in the engineering background, like my bachelor's, master's, and my PhD is in material science and engineering. And as an engineering student, as a scientist in the material science, I found this course very useful because it provided me a holistic view of all the different subjects that I have not learned as a part of my engineering background. So a lot of the courses on the ecosystems, on the biological side, I found really useful to learn, to provide me that kind of a holistic perspective. A couple of comments on the course material that I have is basically, definitely, I believe there is a scope for improvement of the written textbooks that we have. So there is definitely scope to update the data in the written books. But other than that, I think what I found very useful was the notes that we were getting on a regular weekly basis before the lectures, and the video lectures that Professor Kuman and other professors have put together. Those were excellent, extremely useful. And the discussions that we used to have with the professors as well as with the fellow colleagues on a weekly basis is also something I have really enjoyed, and I'm going to miss for the rest of the year now, since we have been doing it for more than a year now. So it has been really interesting experience from the video portal. This is my first course, the video course or the online course that I have been able to join through IGNOU. And I really liked all the capabilities that you guys have developed for downloading the books, downloading the video lectures, downloading the assignments, and ability to submit the assignments online. Although I would also prefer if we can make it basically, instead of written assignments, we can also accept like Microsoft Word-based documents or PDF-based documents, it would be also very good. Other than that, just to before finishing, I would like to support Dr. Sarvesh's proposal that there should be a master's program in the sustainability science program. I think it will be very useful for people who are looking for jobs in this particular area. So from my personal experience, I will tell you that in the last 5 years, I have seen, even in my company, I'm in a corporate R&D sector, and I'm a scientist. I have been scientist in the core research and development, also in the business R&D area. Last 5 years has been very different. Like 90% of our projects now are focused on some or the other aspect of sustainability. So I believe at least having a master's program can open up more opportunities for the future students to be able to apply for job based on the degree. So with that, I would like to again express my sincere thanks to all the faculty members and good luck for the future batches for this program. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Piyush. That was very good to know your feedback and your comments. Now at the last, I request Ms. Anupama Gupta, if you can share your views.
Yes, ma'am. A very good evening to the esteemed faculty and my dear fellow learners. I would like to begin by saying thank you to the entire team at IGNOU for all their hard work and dedication. The flexibility and patience all of you have shown in this unprecedented times is worth appreciating. I have attended all the sessions starting from the initial hand-holding done by Dr. Jyotsna. She had explained all of us about the Vyas portal, how we can access it, utilize it for our benefit. The Vyas portal, if we talk about, is so well designed that learners can find anything and everything we need regarding the course. The self-learning material, the recorded counseling sessions, discussion forums, all videos, web resources, these things ensure that learners derive the maximum benefit from it. Coming to the counseling sessions with the various subject matter experts, not just gave us the chance to understand from them, but also interact with them and clear all our doubts. Dr. Khuman and Dr. Dave had been with us throughout the journey, and their guidance has helped us a lot. But in addition to that, all of the experts have given us a lot of supplements, up-to-date information, and that's how they've made things extremely simpler for us to understand. It was also very encouraging to see participation from senior faculty members like Dr. Shachi, Dr. Subhangi, Dr. Nandini, Dr. O.P. Sharma, Madam Soki, VC sir, and all of them. In addition to the learnings they impart, they definitely add more to our motivation as well. And now moving to our product program coordinator, Sir Dr. Khuman. He has done complete justice to his role. His proactive approach, regular updates across channels, arranging the best possible faculties for interactive sessions, not just in-house, but also from other universities as well. Circulation of relevant papers on sustainability, and even vacancy-related posts. All this has set the bar really high for any distance learning course. Honestly, I had not imagined this kind of an engagement with this course, but I'm blessed to be a part of it. We were also fortunate to have experienced learner like Dr. Sarvesh in our batch, who has hands-on experience in many areas of sustainability. He has kept us updated on what is happening in those areas in the country. And sir, your comments and inputs have added a lot of positivity in our discussions. And despite all the challenges our country has, you have shown a ray of hope for a better India. Thank you very much. So, overall, it was a well-structured program. The course material covers most of the aspects of the subject. And the program has given me a renewed enthusiasm to learn more. It has given me a new perspective. I have led businesses for over a decade in major telecom operators. So it has given me a new perspective. So now I can add the sustainability angle to the business decisions I take. So I'm glad that I took this course at IGNOU. And once again, heartfelt gratitude to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anupama. From all of us here at IGNOU, that your encouraging words are really a kind of a booster for us to perform even better. And it is good that you are trying to incorporate sustainability in your professional activities, in the work that you do. And I hope that you carry forward this lamp of sustainability so that we are able to address the issues that we are facing today.
Certainly, ma'am.
With this, we come to the end of the enlightened session that we had been having since afternoon. At the end, now I request Dr. V. Venkatramanan, Faculty, School of Interdisciplinary and Transdisciplinary Studies, for the vote of thanks.
Well, thank you, Dr. Diksha Dave. I take this opportunity to thank Professor Jaswant Sokhi Madam, Pro Vice Chancellor, Sikkim Professional University. Madam, it was wonderful listening to you. In fact, the lecture, what you have given is environmental actions and perhaps all the issues and also the actions. In fact, that is the bottom line of this particular course, Sustainable Science. In fact, all along in Sustainable Science, we talked about the environmental issues, the challenges, and how we'll be meeting those challenges very fruitfully. That's what in a nutshell the program was dealing with it, and wonderful lecture because you started by saying all the problems in the past, what all the problems regarding the environment we have faced in the last century, and the contemporary issues also, starting from the global climate change, ozone hole, and environmental pollution, whether it is the groundwater pollution, land pollution, soil pollution, whatever pollution, maybe everything you have mentioned, and it was wonderful. And you ended up by saying about the current dynamics as well. The current dynamics means I'm talking about the environmental problems in terms of the pandemics, the biological weapons and related, biological warfare. That's what you were trying to say. And it was wonderful listening to you because you highlighted that we are in the Anthropocene era. In fact, the man is taking an overhead, upper hand over the nature. In fact, the kind of a conflict that we are having, the man and the planet, what we are talking about, the planet, the conflict is creating a lot of problems to our existence and, for that matter, the existence of the other living organisms. That's what in one of your slides you talked about, a very wonderful small insects. And in a way, what I got it from that particular slide is that we are in the extinction, that is a sixth mass extinction, because of the human-induced changes and also the current developments, whether it is a climate change or other developments that is taking place in the environment. And the first line you said about the support system, life support system, and that life support system is endangered. When I say it is endangered, and you rightly connected with the developments, what we are doing in the SOITS, because in the very recently, in the yesterday only, we talked about how we will be restoring the ecosystem. Ecosystem restoration is very, very essential part of it. And the gravity of the situation, it is very well known from your slide also, and we can understand fully well that how the changes that is taking place in the environment is going to cause a lot of harm in the future. And the rightly said that we need to take a lot of action from the economic aspect, from the ecological aspect, and the kind of proactiveness that we needed from the citizen science as well. So in a way, what I'm trying to say from your presentation is that the bottom line is that we need to have a lot of educational programs, like awarenesses to be built up among the students, and of course from the faculty aspect, because many of the IGNOU faculty are very fond of you, and the kind words, and we can imagine, because how well you're close to our heart, because we have seen you, how you have worked in IGNOU, and the kind of, the delicacy. When I say the presentations, it's so wonderful. And I enjoyed also. So thank very much. I'm very grateful to you and thankful for your presentation. In fact, it was enlightening for all the students and for faculty also. And as far as the faculty is concerned, not only this program, in every way, IGNOU faculty will be always in the forefront as far as the educational aspect is concerned. When I say education, we are always forward to teach the students. From our school, Dr. Diksha Dave, Dr. Kuman, Dr. Shubhangini Madam, and Dr. Nandini Sinha Kapoor, and also Professor Deshmukh, Nehal Farooqui sir, all are there. I mean, in fact, what I want to say is that every one of us, faculty from IGNOU, they were always, on the front whenever they wanted to teach, and particularly the students. If you see Dr. Sarvesh and all of the students, I'm forgetting the names of the students. And thanks for your kind words, sir. When I say, because wholeheartedly I'm thanking, because that's how, these kind of appreciation, words of appreciation will kind of a fillip to our growth and our actions. And in that way, I'm very thankful to all the students, particularly PGDSS students. And Dr. Kuman, is the presentation, what you have done, in the past year, what you have said, and it is, in fact, the point to be taken is that a much more thing we are expecting from you, and wonderful for your what you call the pedagogy, the teaching, learning pedagogy, how you are inbuilt in the program Sustainability Science. One of the students has said that it's a pioneer program as far as the web-enabled academic support is concerned, and in a way, what all the feedback we got is that we are enlightened. I mean, as a faculty, I'm saying we are enlightened for your work. So thank you for very much for your work as far as the program and the teaching learning activity is concerned. And all the faculty members who are very much part of you, for academic counselor, Dr. Rita Chauhan and Dr. Vyas from Mohanlal Sukhadiya University. And in fact, our faculty, I mean, every one of us, I'm grateful to all the faculty members of IGNOU. And students, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting many of the names, and it was wonderful. A few students, and in fact, one Dr. I think Anupama Gupta is summed up in a very, wonderful language. Kind of, full support to the coordinator and to the the faculty members, the counselors, wonderful. And all the participants, the way they summed up, it was wonderful. So thankful to all the participants. I mean, I'm talking about particularly the students of PGDSS. And in fact, this SOITS, if you see, we are doing a lot of work under the guidance of Professor Sachish Shah, the director of SOITS, and she's in fact guiding spirit for us, and many of the things, the way we implement the programs and the way we connect with the students. And in fact, that's the key thing we wanted as far as the IGNOU is concerned, because the basic mandate is capacity building. The basic mandate is to go towards to the students, to reach at the footstep of the students and teach them as much as possible in every aspect, and today sustainability science. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity, Dr. Kuman and everyone. Thank you very much.
Let us have that photo session as our tradition. All are requested to come in the video.
Please, put on your camera so that we can have a photo session.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Professor Sophie.
Thank you
everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Deshmukh sir. Thank
Everyone.
you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Rita.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm winding up the session. Okay.
Okay. Bye, Dr. Kuman.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot.